You're holding me back. I could do so much better, she said during dinner. So I paid the bill and left. Now she's calling me from her parents' basement. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. Hey Reddit, I've been lurking here for years, but this is my first post. I'm a 32-year-old guy, and what happened to me about a year ago still feels like something out of a bad movie, except it was my life. If you're into those stories where loyalty gets trampled and karma eventually bites back, strap in. This is long, but I promise it's worth it. Let me start from the beginning. My name's Alex, and I met Emily when we were both 27, fresh out of grad school. She was this ambitious marketing whiz with big dreams of climbing the corporate ladder in our mid-sized city. Me, I was working a steady job as a project manager in tech. Nothing flashy, but it paid well and gave me stability. From the jump, I was all in. Emily had this fire about her, always talking about leveling up and manifesting success. I loved that energy, even if it meant I put my own stuff on hold to support hers. Looking back, I sacrificed a lot without even realizing it. Like that time her dad got sick 2 years into our relationship. She was a wreck, couldn't focus on work, so I picked up extra shifts to cover our rent while she took unpaid leave. I cooked, cleaned, handled the bills, whatever it took to keep her steady. Or when she wanted to go to that expensive marketing conference abroad last year, I dipped into my savings, the ones I'd been building, for starting my own consulting side hustle, just so she could network and build her brand. She came back glowing full of stories about all these inspiring people she met. I was happy for her, genuinely. That's what you do in a committed relationship, right? You build each other up. But over time, things shifted. Emily started comparing me to these guys she followed on social media, entrepreneurs with flashy cars, CEOs posting about their hustle culture. She'd scroll through her feed at dinner and say stuff like, "See, that's what real ambition looks like. Why don't you push harder?" It stung, but I brushed it off as her way of motivating me. Then it got worse. She'd make these vague posts online like memes about not settling for average, or stories with captions like "ready for bigger things." Friends would message me asking if everything was okay, and I'd just laugh it off. Deep down though, I felt like a backup plan, like I was the safe bet she kept around while eyeing something better. The emotional abandonment crept in slowly. Late nights at the office turned into team happy hours she wouldn't invite me to. Her phone buzzed constantly with texts from colleagues, and she'd angle the screen away when I glanced over. I wasn't the jealous type. I trusted her, but the disrespect built up. One night, after a rough day at work for me, I tried opening up about feeling stuck in my job. She barely looked up from her laptop. "Alex, everyone feels that way, but some people do something about it." That hit hard. I'd been her rock, but when I needed support, she treated me like an inconvenience. I started questioning everything. Was I really holding her back, like she implied? My internal voice was a mess. Vulnerable, confused, replaying every sacrifice I'd made. Why wasn't my loyalty enough? But I didn't confront her. I figured it was a phase that we'd work through it until that dinner. We planned a nice evening out at this downtown spot we liked. Nothing fancy, just good food and wine. It was supposed to be a date night to reconnect. Emily showed up looking polished, like she'd come straight from a meeting. We ordered appetizers and things felt almost normal at first. Then, midway through our entree, she put down her fork and looked at me with this smug, almost pitying expression. "Alex, we need to talk," she said, her voice steady like she'd rehearsed it. I nodded, sensing the shift. "What's up?" She leaned back, crossing her arms. "Look, you're a great guy. Stable, reliable, but you're holding me back. I've been thinking a lot, and I realized I could do so much better." The words hung there, sharp and entitled. I felt my stomach drop, but I kept my face neutral. "Better help." She rolled her eyes a little like I was being dense. "Come on, Alex. My career is taking off. I just got that promotion, and I'm surrounded by people who get it. People like Jake from work. He's driven, exciting. We've been seeing each other for a couple months now. It started as drinks after hours, but it's real. He pushes me to be better, unlike your whole play it safe routine." I stared at her, processing. Jake, the flashy marketer she'd mentioned in passing, the one with the expensive suits and constant travel stories. So that's where the late nights led. "You're cheating on me," I said flatly. Not a question. She shrugged, dismissive. "It's not cheating if I'm already checked out. I've outgrown this US. You're comfortable, but I need passion growth. Jake gets that. He's taking me to that industry conference next month. The one you couldn't afford to join me for last time. This is me choosing myself." Her logic was twisted, hypocritical. She'd used my stability to climb, funded her growth with my sacrifices, and now I was the problem. The smugness in her tone infuriated me inside, like I was some outdated model she was trading in. But I didn't beg or yell. I'd seen enough Reddit stories to know that wouldn't change a thing. "Okay," I said, simply signaling the waiter for the check. She blinked, caught off guard. "That's it. No fight." See, that's exactly what I mean. You're too passive. I paid the bill in silence, stood up and looked at her one last time. "Enjoy your better," I said calmly, then walked out. No scene, no outburst, just detachment. That night, I went home, our shared apartment, and started packing. Not everything, just my essentials. She didn't come back until late, probably with him. By morning, I loaded my car and left a note. Keys on the counter. Lease is in your name now. I didn't block her right away, but I disappeared from her life. Changed my routine, focused on me. The days after were rough. I crashed at a buddy's place for a week, staring at the ceiling, replaying that dinner. The confusion hit hard. How could someone I'd built a life with discard me so cruel I felt vulnerable, like I'd wasted years being the nice guy? Flashbacks kept coming. That time, I postponed my business idea to help her study for her certification, staying up late quizzing her while she aced it, and I put my dreams on ice. Or when she'd post about our perfect life online only to mock it privately. But I didn't spiral. Instead, I sat with the silence, the unfairness, no drunk text to her, no social media stalking. I started therapy not because I was broken, but to process. The therapist helped me see the manipulation. Emily had been emotionally abandoning me for months, chipping away at my confidence to justify her betrayal. It wasn't about me being not enough. It was her entitlement. Slowly, I rebuilt. I quit my safe job and launched that consulting business. I'd shelved freelance project management for startups. It was scary but freeing. I hit the gym, reconnected with old friends who drifted during the relationship. Mutual acquaintances reached out first, some defending her. She's just ambitious, man. Give her time. But I stayed quiet, dignified. Let them think what they wanted. Months passed in that quiet space. I heard through the grapevine that Emily and Jake were official. Posting couple pics, her captions gushing about, finally finding my equal. It stung, but I detached further. My business picked up. I landed a few big clients. Moved into a small but nice place of my own. My internal voice shifted from confused whispers to clear resolve. I wasn't the backup anymore. I was building something real for me. Little did I know that's when things started unraveling for her. It started subtly from what I pieced together later through scattered updates. A mutual friend named Tom, who worked in the same building as Emily and Jake, pulled me aside at a networking event I'd started attending for my business. Tom had always been straight with me, no sides taken. Over coffee, he laid it out. Jake wasn't just charismatic. He had a history of cycling through relationships at work, using them to climb. He'd latched onto Emily's campaign ideas, the ones she developed with my input during late-night brainstorming sessions back when we were together. Jake presented them as his own in a big pitch meeting, got the credit, and landed a senior role. Emily confronted him, but he turned it around, accusing her of being too emotional for the job. That was the tipping point. Jake's instability surfaced in arguments that escalated to him trashing her apartment during a fight, breaking a lamp she'd bought with her first bonus. She called the cops once, but didn't press charges, hoping to salvage things. Instead, he dumped her via text, saying she was dead weight now that he'd gotten what he needed, blocked her on everything. The office fallout was swift. HR investigated the affair after anonymous tips, likely from jealous co-workers, and found it breached conduct rules. Emily was let go with a generic reference letter, no payout. Her resume now had a gap, and whispers followed her to interviews. Friends peeled away when details spread. The group chat we'd all been in went silent for her. People who had hyped her upgrade now ghosted, citing the cheating as a red flag. Her social media shifted from curated success posts to vague pleas for job leads, but engagement tanked, broke from covering the apartment alone. Rent I'd once split. She sold off furniture we'd bought together and moved back to her parents' basement. It was the place she'd vowed to escape, with its outdated decor and her mum's constant lectures about settling down properly. I didn't seek this info. It found me as I focused on my consulting work. By then, I'd secured my first retainer client, a startup needing project roadmaps. It involved mapping their product launch, something Emily had dismissed as boring admin. The irony, I used skills honed from helping her with her own pitches. That contract led to referrals, and I hired a part-timer to handle admin, freeing me to scale. Her first attempt came 5 months post-breakup. A text during my morning run. "Hey Alex, it's Emily. Been reflecting. Can we chat sometime?" I paused mid-stride, but kept going. Another, "I missed the stability we had. Jake turned out toxic. You were right about a lot. Hypocritical." Flipping the script on what she'd mocked, I replied after cooling off. Moved on. Not interested. A week later, a call. Voicemail. "Alex, please pick up. I know I hurt you, but hear me out. Jake stole my ideas. Got promoted off my work. Then he got abusive, yelling, breaking stuff. I had to call the police once. Now I'm job hunting for my parents' place. It's awful. We built something solid. I threw it away. Let's meet coffee. I need closure, or maybe more." The desperation was there, her voice wavering, but it exposed the reversal. She sought this safe life, she'd fled. I texted back, "Closure's done. Focus on yourself." Then the proxies kicked in. Mia, her enabler, friended. "Alex, you're punishing her too hard. She told me everything. Jake was manipulative, gaslit her, she's depressed, lost weight after 5 years. You can't just cut her off. Meet up. She's changed. I blocked Mia. Next, Emily's brother, who I played golf with occasionally, texted bro mom's worried sick. Emily's crashing here. No job. Crying all the time. You were family. Step up and talk to her. Fix this mess you both made. The accusation that it was mutual irritated me. I replied, not my mess. Blocked him too. Emily's follow-up sharpened. Call after call, then a ranting voicemail. Ignoring me won't make me disappear. You'll end up regretting this solitude. I elevated your life. Now you're acting superior. True colors emerging. Anger masking the plea. I documented it all in case, but stayed silent. Meanwhile, I met Sarah properly. A graphic designer from my networking circle. Our first date was simple, walk in the park, talking goals she shared, how she'd left a bad relationship to valuing honesty. It contrasted Emily's games. Sarah collaborated on a client pitch with me offering design tips that won the deal. That partnership built trust fast. 6 months in, Emily escalated. She emailed my work address found via my new website. Alex, this is serious. I'm applying everywhere but rejections pile up. Jake ruined my rep. Living in the basement is killing me. Parents treat me like a kid. Remember our plans. We can rebuild. I was wrong. You're the steady one I need. Attached was a photo of us from better days. Manipulative tug. I didn't respond. Then she showed up at my office building's lobby. Must have staked it out. I was heading out for lunch when she approached, hands fidgeting. Alex, don't walk away. I emailed. Did you see? I stopped composed. Emily, this is inappropriate. She stepped closer. Please, Jake. He didn't just dump me. He spread lies. Said I was unstable. No one's hiring me. I'm borrowing from family. Scraping by. You know, marketing, maybe help with my resume or just talk. We were good together. I admit it. I chased the wrong thing. Begging now. Offering excuses but revealing dependency. No, I said handle your own path. Tears welled. You're cruel. I pour my heart out and you dismiss me. After I supported you too. The lies. Stone. She'd rarely reciprocated, but I walked past. It's over. That night, more texts, apologies mixed with barbs like fine, stay alone, but I know you'll miss what we had. I blocked the number, upgraded my privacy settings. My business hit another milestone. A software firm contracted me for a year-long project involving team training. I led workshops drawing from past experiences, including how to spot manipulative dynamics in professional settings. Lessons from Emily turned valuable. The climax came at Tom's wedding 7 months post-breakup. Outdoor venue, string lights, about 100 guests. I brought Sarah. We mingled her hand in mine. My suit fit better from gym routines and conversations, buzzed about my recent client wins. Emily arrived solo in a dress that hung loose-face drawn. During toasts, she pulled me aside near the bar. Alex, this can't be coincidence. Seeing you, it hurts. I'm still in the basement, temping at a call center. Humiliating. Jake's engaged some intern now. I get it. I lost everything chasing better. But you asked, that was real. Help me out of this. Or at least forgive. Her voice broke. Desperation raw. Guests nearby glanced over. I faced her, even-toned. Emily, you chose your path. Mine's different now. Business growing with contracts I earned alone. Sarah and I collaborate honestly. No games. You're not part of this anymore. Facts are, your actions ended us. She grasped my arm, but I didn't know. Mirror it back. If roles reversed, you'd want another chance. No, I said, pulling free. I've learned. Loyalty's earned, not demanded. Goodbye. Sarah joined me. We danced as Emily hovered on the edges alone. Whispers spread. Guests who'd known our history sided quietly with the truth. It was the public contrast, her basement limbo versus my structured success. That encounter closed it. I channeled the experience into a blog post for my site, anonymous on spotting red flags, and partnerships personal and professional. It got traction, leading to speaking gigs. Emily faded last. I heard via distant contact she took a low-level job out of state rebuilding slowly. But that's her story now. Reflecting the betrayal, forced growth I wouldn't have sought. I diversified my services, adding risk assessment for clients. Ironic, born from her instability chase. Sarah and I planned a trip using miles I'd saved independently. Life's fuller, grounded in choices I control. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.